Hello, hello. Welcome in to Spirit Tribe Talks with Deborah. Thank you for coming in. I'm going to practice a new spread that I'm working on. It's a 5 card spread, and it's called Conscious Step Spread. Hey, Hershey. What you doing tonight? Okay, I tried to put a little introduction. I kind of messed it up. It was welcome to the reading session. Anyone that would like to try the new Conscious Step spread, please just type me in caps in the chat. Please be patient with me as I am learning to juggle the chat and reading at the same time. If I overlook your request, please just type, "You missed me," and I will get you. Thank you for letting me practice the spread I'm working on, and please let me know if my messages are hitting home for you. This is a development. This is in development, but the few that I've practiced with have hit pretty good. I'm just going to give everybody a few minutes. I came in a little bit early. I'm hoping a few of you show up so I can do a little practice. I've got 2 different decks here that I'm going to practice with. I have this deck here. It's the Circle of Life Tarot. And it's a tarot, but I've turned it into an oracle. So it's an oracle for me now. I read this as an oracle, and it gives me really good messages. So this is going to be an oracle deck. Hey, Thomas, thank you for coming in. I'm practicing a new spread. The other one that I'm going to use is the Goddess Dream Oracle. So I'm going to try with these decks and see how it works. How are you two doing tonight? Thomas, would you like to try the new read? It's a 5 card called Conscious Step Spread. The first card is a compendium of your overview. And the second card is challenge. It's what you've set as your goal. The third card is an action, the course of action being called for. The fourth card is forfeiture, what you need to recognize and let go of. And the fifth card is the breakthrough, the vantage point, the new goal, the new direction that you need to work at. Okay, Thomas, thank you. This gives me a chance to practice. I'm going to use this one. This is the one I've been using for this. I just thought today, I might try this other one. It gives pretty good messages too. So we'll see how it works, Thomas. This is a round deck, and I never read it really well as a tarot. It always pulled me way farther than a tarot. It's a beautiful deck, and I edged it in purple. It's got like this mandala on the back. Thomas. This is for Thomas. This is for Thomas. Conscious Step Spread for Thomas. Uh-oh. First card out. Challenges. Challenge. Uh-oh. You want that one. Okay. We got it. Okay. Third card is action. Third card is action. Uh-oh, that one. Okay. Third card out. Oh, all right. I didn't even get to ask about that one. Okay. I'm hoping you can see these cards. Okay, and the breakthrough. We need the breakthrough. Oh, 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 oh. Ooh, Thomas. You got 3 that ran up out of the deck. For that one. Oh, that's funny. Okay. Sorry. Spirits are speaking. Pulling them cards and throwing them everywhere. Okay, Thomas. Hey, Sherry, how are you? If Hershey is her, she am I, he him. Oh, I don't know what you're saying. Okay. The reading I got for you, Thomas, like I said, the first card is your compendium, your overview. And you've got blessing. As I think you're a way more gifted reader than you will allow yourself to be. I think you're kind of a little controlled with it, Thomas, but if you let go and just trust your intuition, I mean, you know the cards and you give good reads just like that, but start trusting in your intuition a little bit because I think that's going to push you to the next level for reading. And then your challenge, I get evaluation. Now these cards I did my own little thing on because they speak to me in a different way. Like I said, I use these as an oracle, Thomas. So, you know, if you recognize something on here as a tarot, it's because this is actually a tarot deck, but I use it as an oracle. And your challenge is, you know, you're supposed to set the goal and then expand to the maximum. Expand beyond belief. I think you have your goals set and you keep within those parameters, but I think after your vacation, you're going to realize you could do so much more, and trusting your instincts is going to push you to doing more. And you should set that goal for yourself. And then your third card is your action card, the course of action that's being called for. Control. And that's why you're pretty controlled with your reads. You don't ever wander off the path like I do. Sometimes like Hershey does. Get on a tangent, as we say. But maybe while you're on vacation, you could just let loose. Just read the cards. It's just for fun. This is only for entertainment purposes, so there's no right or wrong. If your gut's calling you to say something different than what you know the card to be, say it. What can it hurt? And then your fourth card is forfeiture. It's what you need to recognize and let go of. Lesson. Everything isn't always a lesson for real, Thomas. I mean, I know you like to study a lot. You're like Hershey. But sometimes you just have to do it. Just go with it. Just go with the flow. Just say, hey, I'm going to do this read, and don't think about what the cards even say. Just close your eyes and say what comes to you inside. Out of control. No, you ain't. You know what? Sometimes, I mean, I don't call that out of control. I call it stepping back and letting spirit say the message to me. And then what I got for your breakthrough, you got 3 cards. This is your vantage point or your new goal or new direction that you're going to work hard at. And I got anxiety, because you get anxious maybe about doing it wrong. And I did this with you when I did those astrology readings, because it's not something I normally do, so it kind of threw me out of my element. So I have to rein this in. I get real anxious because I'm that Virgo that I like things in order. I like to know what's going to happen. I like to know what I'm doing. And I've had to learn to let go of the control. And when I do, I read really well. I read really well if I just let go and take the messages as they come. Your second card I got for that one was risk. You know, I mean, that would be the Fool in the tarot deck, but I take this as risk. And, you know, take a risk. And I'm so sorry, guys, I forgot to turn my thing off. Take a risk, Thomas. What's it going to hurt? Get on here and practice with me and Hershey. And then the third card that came out was fortitude, which is hilarious. Fortitude, which means just be yourself, Thomas. Don't worry so much about it. Just do you. Just let loose. Okay? That's what I've got for you, Thomas. Did that make any sense? I hope so. You are gifted, Thomas. You don't realize it, but you really are. You're a big people person, which I am not. I'm a kind of a loner, and it's hard for me to talk to new people. So I've had a whole lot of that to overcome. And I cuss a lot, so I had to rein that in a little bit. You're welcome, Thomas. Did it make any sense? Did it make any sense for you? Okay, I'm going to give Hershey a read. My necklace is acting weird, and I don't know why. There. Okay, Hershey. I'm supposed to be putting these up. I'm sorry, I'm trying to learn to get better at this stuff. Sherry, how are you tonight? Are you still here, honey? Sherry, would you like a read? I'm sorry, Sherry. I'm trying to learn to do reads and deal with the chat at the same time. So please be patient with me. Okay, Hershey, I'm going to try this new deck on you. We got the Goddess Dream, and we're going to see how that works on this read. I've never tried it before, but I am willing to try. Sherry, would you like a read? This is a new spread that I'm working on. I really need the practice. This is all just for fun. It's called the Conscious Step Spread. All right. I love this deck. Okay, this is for Hershey, guys. This is for the Gemini. First card is the Compendium, the Overview. This is for the Gemini. It's for Hershey. The Overview. Uh-oh, you wanted that one. Okay. Okay. The second one is your challenge. It's your goal that you've set that you need to expand on. Oh, Lord. Okay, you got 2 for that one, Hershey. Okay, and the third one is the action. The course of action being called for. Hey, Kelly, how are you, babe? Kelly, I'm working on a new spread. It's called the Conscious Steps Spread. And I'm practicing. So if you'd like a little read, just put me, and I'd be glad to get you in there. This is a 5-card spread, Kelly. Okay, we're working on action. The action Hershey needs to take. We're doing Hershey right now. We just did Thomas. I haven't really practiced with this deck. This is a new deck I drug out because I think it has some good messages in it, but I don't know if it's going to work. Oh, yep. She's flying. She's flying. Okay, Hershey, your third card's out. Okay, now we need the forfeiture. Fourth card is the forfeiture. What you need to recognize and let go of. Oh, there it goes. Okay, fourth card out. Now, fifth card, breakthrough. The breakthrough, the vantage point, the new goal or the new direction that you need to work hard at. I love these cards. I hope they work for this. I like the other ones too, but like I said, they're tarot. I use them for oracle. Okay, Kelly, you eat dinner, honey. Thanks for coming by. If you eat dinner and you want to come back in and get a read, please do so. I'm practicing. I need the practice terrible if I want to develop this to where it works good. Hershey. Breakthrough. Hershey. Oh, you want that one? Okay, I got it. Oh, yes. All right, Hershey, we got you pulled. Your first card out is the forgiveness. That is your compendium, your overview. And I feel like that sums you up good. That's been a big lesson for you in your life, and you have mastered this. The art of forgiveness, the art of accepting things and people and situations for what they are, and being able to just say, that's how it is, piss on it, let's go on with it. Okay, the challenge. I get the connection card, and I got the free spirit card. I mean, I feel like you know this, and you know it better than me probably. We're all connected. Everything in this earth is connected. The sun, the moon, the stars, the animals, the people, the plants, the earth beneath our feet. Everything is connected. And we all share energy. And this one I get because I feel like you're trying to be a free spirit. You're trying to do your own thing, which is, we all know, you're the shadow worker. You're the shadow reader, the shadow worker, the the person that deals with the darkness that sometimes we're too afraid to deal with. You help us get a grasp on that and deal with it and either unite with it or overcome it to get on with our stuff. And I, I see that you're just, I don't know, maybe you're feeling people's misunderstanding what you do, and you're trying to work out ways to get them to understand what it is that you do and how it is that you can help them without them being afraid or without them feeling like it's going to be something really tragic or whatever. I mean, we deal with our dark side every day, people. We all have a dark and a light side, and we deal with it every day. So, I hope people, I feel like you're doing a good job with that. I feel like you're getting into the groove of being able to explain what you do and have people understand it and not be so afraid of it. Okay, and for the third, I get action. The course of action that's being called for, I got the rhythm. You just need to hit your rhythm, girl. You ain't hit it yet, but I don't feel like it's far off. I feel like you're working on it every day, and you're making yourself better known to other people, and letting them know that we all have darkness in us, and we all have issues that stay with us from childhood up through adulthood. You know, sometimes it's conscious stuff, sometimes it's unconscious stuff, you know. Some of us can have bad dreams, and something about that bad dream we had as a kid can trigger us off in adulthood. But I think you're trying to get in that rhythm, and you're working on it hard, and I feel like it's not far off. I feel like you're doing good so far. Okay, and then your forfeiture, what you need to recognize and let go of. I got imagination. I got imagination. And I don't think this means your imagination per se. I think it's talking more of you imagine people won't understand you, and you get yourself psyched up. You get yourself really psyched up and worried that people don't understand what you're saying or can't understand where you're trying to lead them. And I think you just need to just not worry so much about that. Because I believe, you know, like we learned, Hershey, anything Spirit has meant for us will never pass us by. And I believe that with my whole heart. And your breakthrough, the vantage point, the new goal, the new direction, and the hard work you're doing, it's the abundance. Abundance, not just of, when I see abundance, I'm not just seeing, I see abundance and the abundance of helping people and being satisfied that you're doing what you're being led to do, and abundance of people appreciating you for taking the time to help them address dark things that they're afraid to address for themselves. So I feel like you are getting an abundance with what you're doing. You're getting an abundance tenfold. For every one person you help, you're getting it back tenfold. So don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. I feel like you're going in the right direction and you're on the right path. You're just, well, like us all, we're just trying to find our rhythm, trying to find our niche, our spot that we need to be in, that that we know we're hitting and helping and doing what we're supposed to do. And I hope that hit with you. Don't stop, baby. Don't stop. You're doing good. Okay, now I have. Let me get up here to Sherry. Sherry, are you still here? Sherry, this one went well. I'm going to try it again. I've practiced with this one a few times. So I'm gonna try this one again. That one seemed to work well for me. It's giving me some good messages. I know. My guide loves these cards too, so Uncle loves these cards. And Juliet, so. All right, Sherry, let me see. Let me see what's going on here. Okay, Sherry, we're going for your first card. That's your overview, your compendium. Sherry, compendium, overview. Thank you guys for letting me practice for you guys. Oh, ooh, that one flew. Sorry, I got to chase that one across the floor. That flew halfway across the room. Okay, first card up is self-love. Okay, and your next card up is going to be challenge. What your goal is set, or what you need to expand on. No. Oh, okay. Okay, Sherry, you got 3 on that one. Strength, rhythm, and courage. Okay. Now, for the next card we have is the action that you need to be taken. The course of action being called for Sherry. Sherry's action card, please. Switch them. These cards are bigger, so I need to make a little more room there. Okay. Sorry about that. Sherry, her action card. You want that one? Okay. Okay. And 4th one is forfeiture. What you need to recognize and let go of. Okay? Forfeiture. What you need to recognize and let go of. Oh, Sherry, it's my pleasure. I get to practice this new, me and Hershey was working on this new spread the other day. We bounce stuff off each other. And I have to run with it. And I think I'm going to start on Wednesday nights doing sipping and flipping. I'm going to do sipping and flipping night on Wednesdays, which will be, I'll drink a cocktail and we'll throw cards on Wednesdays at 8. I think I'm going to make that my set night to sip and flip. But I was so excited about this new thing. I wanted to do it in the night. So I appreciate y'all letting me read for you. And if I don't hit, please tell me, because I haven't practiced with any other round ones there. Well, that's not true. With Hershey, I practiced with another deck, but it wasn't working. But this one gives me really good messages, so I thought I might try it and see how it worked, and so far it seems okay. Okay, I have action I've got. What am I looking for? The forfeiture. Forfeiture for Sherry. The forfeiture for Sherry. Forfeiture for Sherry. That's what that one, okay. I'm trying to get better at this because I have a hard time keeping connected to that and paying attention to the chat. So, I'm not trying to ignore you guys. I apologize if it seems that way, but... Okay, our last card is Breakthrough. Sherry, Breakthrough. Sherry, Breakthrough. Sherry, Breakthrough. Okay. All right. Now 3 fell out on that one, Sherry. And I'm going to take them all three. Okay, Sherry, your first card out was self-love. And I feel like you're working on self-love. I feel like you give a whole lot to everybody else around you and other priorities. Everything always takes priority over yourself. So you're trying to be better about carving out time for yourself. Just remember, Sherry, if you don't take care of you, who will? And you are deserving of your own time also. You know, this says to love yourself, you know. This card tells me, she takes time for her spiritual work, connecting with her familiars, her spirit, meditating, just taking time for you, searching, getting to know what you want out of your life, or pursuing the things that you want to do, and that's okay. Okay, and then for the second card, I'm getting challenge. Your challenge is the goal you've set or the goal you need to set and expand upon to the hilt. Expand it as far as you can. Bring it into your life. Let me see. You got three cards here. Courage. I feel like you are a lot like me and have a hard time saying no to the people that you love or the people that depend on you. And it is hard. It is very hard to say no to the people that you love. But, you're important too. And there has to be time for you too. There has to be time for you too. So, courage. You're trying to set courage on yourself to draw your boundaries and then get in that rhythm. That's the main thing. I had to set my boundaries. I need Monday and Wednesday night for my things. So on Monday and Wednesday night, I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to be bothered with anybody's dogs. I don't want to be bothered with phone calls. I don't want to be bothered asking me to do things on Monday and Wednesday night because that's my time. So it's getting in that rhythm, setting a rhythm for yourself. I don't care if it's 5 hours a week to start. Just do it. Just set it down and do it and start getting in that rhythm, and then it becomes easier, Sherry. And I've got the strength card on that one, meaning you're going to have strength to hold your boundaries. You know, people when you first start this are going to be acting crazy. I know from experience, believe me. Get up the courage and tell people, hey, Monday night is my night, or Friday night, whatever night you want, whatever time you want. Set that time in stone. Write it on the calendar every Tuesday or every Wednesday. Don't let people say, well, you could do that another night. No, I told you, that's my night. I can't do anything for anybody on that night. That's my night. And then have that strength to keep your ground, to keep your rhythm going for you, because that's important that we show up for ourselves as well as everybody else. I want to be here for myself. If I'm not here for me, who else is going to be here for me? They're going to say, ugh, she can't get on here on time. She can't show up when she says she's going to. I'm not watching her anymore. If I don't show up on Monday and Wednesday when I committed at 8 o'clock, people won't come. They want to know when I'm going to be here because they're adjusting their lives to come here and see me. So you're just as important as anybody else, Sherry. So you have your own time. Okay, and then number 4 is the forfeiture. What you need to recognize and let go of. You got the intuition. the inner wisdom. You keep telling yourself, oh, they can't do without me. They can't. I know I do it myself. Ask Hershey. I am the biggest. Everybody needs me. I can't do that. Blah, blah, blah. That's excuses that I make because I'm trying to make like they're more important than me, but they're not. We need to have time for ourselves, and I feel like you have quite a bit of intuition. You have the owl here. This is my spirit animal right here. The owl helps me teeter between the two worlds. I have my owl, and I feel like you're very intuitive. You're very intuitive, and I think you're probably very much like me, an empath too, where you take on other people's emotions. And I'm not sure if you let that go or if you let it hang on. I know for quite a while I was holding on to things that weren't mine, and I had to learn how to let that stuff pass. When I'm around other people, I pick up their emotional baggage, and I was holding on to that stuff, being mad for no reason. I'm like, I don't know why I'm even mad. I'm not mad about nothing. I didn't have anything happen, and I had to learn to let that stuff pass. I read this great book where the guy's like, imagine your insides like a big holy sponge, like one of them big car wash sponge with big holes in it. And when that hits you, you have to acknowledge it or it won't go away. Ooh, I'm feeling that anger. I'm feeling that anger, but I'm not angry. That doesn't belong to me. I acknowledge that there's anger there. Now that has to pass. It's not mine. And imagine it flowing through those holes and going out your backside. And then you don't hold on to those emotions. But if you're anything like me, I can go in a room and I can feel all kinds of emotions. If somebody's upset or if somebody's mad or if somebody's hurt or you know I get all of those, and then I was being a cluster till I learned how to let go of that now. Yeah. Yes, if you're empathetic, and I imagine you are, you've got this intuition card. This is my card. I call this my card in this deck. You're probably empathetic. You're probably very psychic. You probably have great psychic abilities. And I imagine I feel like you have three guides already. And you kind of know they're there, especially the owl. And you're trying to get to the point where you can be a better communicator with them. And the only way you'll do that is if you make time for yourself. So, now, number 4 card is your forfeiture. What you need to recognize and let go of. Inspiration. And I feel like this inspiration is saying, you don't have to be inspiration for everybody that you know. You don't have to be the perfect woman, the perfect caregiver, the perfect wife or girlfriend, or you don't have to be that. And this card to me, if you look at her, it's like a road leading to her. And she is holding her hands up to gather the energy. I feel like this card's saying to me, that you try to please everybody else and put yourself on the back burner, but it's your turn. This is your road, and it's your time to take it. You need to take it because, they're offering you the gift of learning it and getting better at doing it. They're, they're leading you to do this spiritual gift. There's a lot of us. This is the age of Aquarius, and there's a lot of us being awakened because we're being drawn to a greater good. We're being drawn to, um, you know, push love out and understanding, and it's needed. It's needed terribly in this world, and I feel like we're being called to do it. So, and your last pile, miss, is breakthrough. The vantage point, the new goal, or the new direction that you're going to work hard at. And you got 3 cards for this. Your first card is forgiveness. So I'm getting for this card, I I feel like you get cornered a lot to do things, and then you kind of get in your fifis about it. You're like, why don't anybody else ever do that? They're always calling on me. You know, if you've got other siblings and that can help, you're just going to have to be like me and say, you know what, there's others around here, and I do all of this, but from now on Mondays and Wednesdays, I cannot do anything. Don't ask me to do anything for anybody unless it's a true dire emergency. You know, I do the other 5 days a week. 2 days a week is not a lot to ask, and that's what I need for myself. So that I was doing that where I would let people say, "Oh, but that's not that important," and then I'd do it, and then I'd be mad about it, and I'd be, you know, in my fifis about it, and then I had to get that lesson down. You know, the forgiveness, I need to forgive myself because I'm not strong enough to say what I need and stick to it. And I shouldn't feel bad that I want 2 days a week to myself. That's not too much to ask. Your second card I got is insight. And I don't know, I feel like you being here tonight has brought you good insight. Has set you like, yeah, you're right. It's not, yeah, it's not. This is your insight card. The spirits are telling you you're just as important as everybody else, Sherry. You are just as important as everybody else. And then I got in nature. So give yourself some time with nature. You know, give yourself some time to walk around the block at your house, or to go to the park and walk through the park, or, you know, go sit by a stream, or I'm not sure where you live, but, you know, get in nature. Take your shoes off. Put your feet on the ground. Connect with Mother Nature. Put your feet in the grass and draw that energy in. Just meditate. Take some deep breaths and say, everything's okay. Nothing's going to fall apart if you aren't there 2 days a week. Or 5 hours a day. Whatever your goal is, honey. I'm just saying. Give yourself some nature too, because I feel like you're stuck inside a lot. I get a kind of claustrophobic feel, like you do a lot of, like, you have to go to the store and you have to take people places and you're stuck inside a lot. Give yourself some nature. Go outside, just breathe. Just take some deep breaths. Put your feet in the grass. Listen to the birds. Listen to kids laughing. Just enjoy the nature around you. And that's going to lift your spirits up a whole lot and help you to be able to stick with what you're doing. And I hope that is hitting, Sherry. Oh, Sherry says, I did put everyone before me, but it became too much, and I never ended, and a never ending. So now I pick and choose who I help, and I had let people go and block them. Well, Sherry, sometimes we have to do that in our life. I just told mine, I love you all. But you know what? I love me too, and I'm worth 2 days a week, and I deserve 2 days a week. So It's not like I give all day to this, but there's 2 days that I am going to be doing this at 8 o'clock. I want to have, from 6 o'clock till 10 to do my stuff. And I don't want to be bothered. And I've been okay with it. I've not had any trouble. So, did I do good with that? I hope so. I hope that helped you, Sherry. I hope you got a good reading with that. I thought I seen, who else is in? Is Dozen Cats in here? Did she come back? Who's in here now? I got Sherry and who else? Oh, well, I'm glad I was accurate with that, Sherry. Thank you so much. That means my cards are working, that gives me 2 decks I can use with that read. And I like that read. Kind of a energy check, self-check, direction check. That's why I come up with that conscious step spread, you know? Am I consciously taking the steps I need for what I'm going for? Well, I'm so glad, Sherry. Thank you for coming in. Don't forget to hit our like button and subscribe if you haven't. Who else is here? Looks like one other person is here. Did I miss any reads asked for? Let me get caught up with chat. I'm so horrible at doing chat and reads. Okay, Sherry, you're the last one I see that wanted to read. Well, I'm so glad, Sherry. That's what we're here for. That's my goal, is to help lift everybody else up and have them lift me up and share what we know with each other and talk about the things that, there's lots of things that I come on here and discuss with, Kelly or Hershey or Thomas or it's nice to have people of like mind. I mean, my husband isn't into the spiritual thing, and sometimes he was being mean about it. So I had to get with that. I had to be strong with that one. And the only other person I had to hang out with was Hershey, and now she doesn't live here anymore. She's in a different place, a different city. So I miss her. I don't get to hang out and throw cards with her anymore. Don't get to practice like I used to. We used to hang out up at night and practice and carry on, laugh and, keep each other's vibration up. Well, I'm so glad, Sherry. Thank you for subscribing. Are you enjoying the channel so far, or there's some things you'd like to see that I'm not putting up? I'm trying to find my way. I like everything. I like to talk about everything, but sometimes people don't want to talk, so I was thinking about doing some, some learning kind of things. I didn't know if somebody would be interested in that or not. Ooh. Your family doesn't. Hi, Jess. How are you? Yes, we are, honey. We're having a great evening. Jess, would you like a read? I'm working on a new tarot spread. It's called Conscious Step Spread. And it's a 5-card spread. It's a a compendium. The first card's a compendium, your overview. The second card's a challenge, what your goal is and that you need to expand on, or what goal you need to set for yourself. And the third is action, the course of action that's being called for. And the fourth is forfeiture, what you need to recognize and let go of. The fifth is the breakthrough, the vantage point or the new goal or the new direction that you need to work hard at. Well, I'm so glad you're enjoying the channel, Sherry. Jess, would you like a read? I'm just practicing. This is just for fun, entertainment purposes only. We have to say that. But I'm practicing this new read, this new spread, and it's the 5 cards. And I did it a few times with this deck. It's working really good. And I know this is normally a tarot, but I've altered this. This is a oracle deck for me. I have my own associations with this deck. But this is a beautiful deck, too. I haven't reviewed this on my channel yet, but I'm going to. This is called the Circle of Life Tarot. And it comes in this little one, or it comes in a big one, a 6-inch one. This is the 3-inch, and it comes in a 6-inch also. And this is by Llewellyn. It's the part of their, what is that called? Oh my goodness, my mind is, it's on Llewellyn. If you just type in Circle of Life Tarot, it'll come up. I know the little deck's like $10. It's a beautiful deck, and I edged it in the purple myself because it has like these little purple borders on the front. So I edged it in the purple. It has this little pretty mandala with the purple in it. It's a beautiful deck. It's just, I was trying to work with it as a tarot, and it never worked for me like tarot. Every time I use this, I get pulled in like an oracle. The artwork pulls me in like an oracle, and I get messages really strong with it. So I use it as an oracle. And then the other deck I'm trying tonight is this Goddess Dream Oracle, and it's working really good. The Goddess Dream Oracle. I've done the walkthrough on my deck on my channel on this one. It's a beautiful deck, and it's not that expensive. I think you can get it on HayHouse. On the walkthrough, I've got the links for this. It comes, honest to God, this is a Rockpool deck. So, I've got the link for Rockpool, and I think it comes on Amazon, but it's actually was cheaper on Rockpool when I put up that thing. I don't know if it still is. Rockpool had a sale going on. Yes, this deck here, my guides love this deck. My guides just love this deck. It's got beautiful, beautiful artwork, and it gives me really good messages. I'm so glad I was accurate with your read, Sherry. Thank you so much. It lets me know the cards are working good for this read. So, Jess, did you want to read? This is just like a gut. Hershey used to call, we used to do a read like this that was called a gut check. You know, am I on the right path? Am I doing what I'm supposed to do? And that kind of stuff. Okay, Jess, I'm going to give you a read. What deck you want to try? You want the little round one, or you want the Goddess Dream, or this one? I've used that a couple times. This one works really well too. I'm gonna use the little round one since you liked them. I like this little deck. I have a hard time shuffling bigger cards. This one works good for me. So I was going to get the big one because I thought, well, I'll get the big one because this little one didn't come with a book. It didn't come with a book. I thought about getting the big one, and Hershey just told me the other day the big one doesn't come with a book. It comes with a little skinny book, but it doesn't really tell you anything about the cards, per se. So, I'm like, see, I'm glad I couldn't read with them with tarot. It just didn't make sense to me. I just read with them like an oracle. Okay, good. I'm going to get you going then, Jess. Your first card is the compendium, your overview. This reads for Jess. We need to get her overview. Just ancestors. Okay, 2 out. You got 2 on the first one. And I take those. I take flyers, and I take both of them. If 2 fell out, I'm taking 2. Okay, your second card is the challenge. The goal you've set need... Whoa, already? No way. Okay. Is that the only thing for challenge? Yes. Okay. Okay, now we're going to action. Course of action being called for. Course of action being called for. Yes, Hershey has that transparent oracle. She has the older one. I love that deck. But you, you got 2 that just flew out. Oh no, you got 3. Okay, I'm taking all 3. Forfeiture, what you need to recognize and let go of. Hershey has the older one, and she used to let me play with it sometimes. When she first got it, she was like, I'm not sure what this is about, and I started playing with it, and I was like, it has to layer. You have to layer it. It reads like a story. And we started layering them, one on top of the other. The old deck works good for that. The newer deck is different. Okay. You got 2 on that one. They got lots to say to you, baby. Spirits are talking tonight. Oh, no, you got 3 on that one. Okay. Okay. And then the breakthrough. We're going to work on the breakthrough. You have the Oracle and the Tarot, and they are so cool. Oh, for the Transplant Tarot? Hershey has no trouble shuffling those big cards. She's got big hands. I have to side shuffle them. But I love the way they read. They do read really well, like a story to me. A lot of cards read like a story to me, so... Okay, this is for breakthrough. Breakthrough for Jess. The breakthrough she needs. The breakthrough she needs. Breakthrough she needs. Oh, damn it. breakthrough for Jess. Ooh, that'll make me work hard for this one. Hershey never had the oracles. She has the, oh, you want that one. I get it. Oh, okay. They want those two. Let me chase this one across the floor. One on the other side of the desk here. They like to make me work for my reads. It's okay. All right, Jess. I've got for your first one your compendium, your overview. We got illusion and reciprocity. Let me see. Illusion and reciprocity. I don't know. I get the feeling just that sometimes you think I'm not sure what you're doing, but there's a tit for tat. Like you feel like if I do that for you, you should be able to do this for me or whatever. And that's kind of an illusion, a kind of illusion about reciprocity, because just because we do things for people don't mean they're going to do them for us. And when we do things for people, we just have to do it and not worry about whether we're going to get that back or not. And a lot of times I feel like you're doing a whole lot for people, but they don't do back for you. And I think that's going to be addressed further down. This may be one of the things that you need to work on. And I'm pretty sure it is, because your challenge is, the goal is see, I see this as recognition. You need to recognize that. That you might need to change things in your life. Maybe walk away from some things. You know, I feel like you do a lot for other people in your area, like your siblings, friends, parents, whatever, and you know, they don't so much be there for you when you need it or whatever. So I'm thinking maybe you should just change it a little. Step back. Take time for yourself. It's okay. It's all right to do that. Not that you don't love anybody. That's what I tell. It's not got anything to do with anybody else, but I deserve time for me too. I can do that 5 days a week, but 2 days a week it's my time, and I don't want to be bothered with anything or any BS. And that's okay, because we need to take care of us too. Okay, and number 3 is your action. The course of action being called for. I got introspection. So, thinking about, you know, how many times did you let things go that you had set up for yourself that were important to do for others? And I feel like sometimes you have indecision with that, like, oh, it's only a paint class, it's just a paint class, this is more important. And sometimes you let people take precedence over yourself, which is not good for you. Oh, yes. And your last card is the shake-up, meaning you need to make changes for yourself. And it's okay to do that. It's okay to get boundaries set and be true to yourself and say, you know, every Tuesdays for me, I'm going to paint on Tuesdays. Or every Tuesday, you know, between 8 and 10 is my time, and I don't want to be bothered with nothing else between those hours. It's my time to meditate or to throw cards or to talk to my friend or to go out and hang out with my friend or see my sister or whatever it is that you want to do. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, and now for the fourth card, which is your forfeiture, what you need to recognize and let go of. Contentment. Because, like, sometimes we just go with the flow just so we don't have to argue with anybody or just so we don't have to have them acting pissy with us or whatever. I go through this with my husband. Believe me, he can be a handful sometimes. He's better now, but. And then give yourself some rest, too. Feel like you sometimes overextend yourself and you don't get the rest you deserve. Weekend away with your girlfriends or whatever. You need to find a little more balance. Get a little more balance in your life. I feel like it's a lot one-sided. You need to balance. Have some time for you too. Just get yourself worked on that schedule. Set those boundaries for yourself. Say, this is my time, and I'm not messing with nobody else's stuff during this time, unless it's an emergency. Like I say, if my parents are going to somebody needs to go to the hospital, that's one thing. But, silly stuff, not on my time. My time is just as important as anybody else's stuff. So, okay, and now your breakthrough, your vantage point, your new goal, your new direction with hard work. Persevere. Taking up your boundaries, and taking up the boundaries and being firm with them, and then what do you got? You got collaboration. When people see, oh, she set those boundaries, she meant that, they will they will abide by it. It took me a couple of times, and then it was like, now nobody bothers me. No, not even the dog. And the dog started horrible. The dog was horrible about laying at the door crying when I'm trying to do reads. So I have the door to my office open. Nobody's bothering me. It just takes a few times where you're like, that ain't going to work for me. So I hope that helps. I hope that does you good on your read there. Was I hitting anything on that, Jess? Did that work for you? Can you just let me know if that hit anything? I feel like you're a really busy, busy woman. I feel like you sometimes spiritually get, where you're feeling, when's time for me? When do I get time for me? I wanted to read that book, or I wanted to, go hang out with my friend. I feel like sometimes you have a hard time putting you as a priority. So it's all right. All of us women do that. We're so ingrained and raised to be, the caretakers and the the ones that's dependable and the. But then we don't have anybody to take care of us. So I'm so glad. Did that work out for you? That read, was it okay? Well, I'm glad, Joss. I'm glad that worked out for you. So, do you see how I use these as oracles, Jess? They're really beautiful cards. I'll show them to you if you like. I mean, I made up my own words for these. It's what I'm seeing when I look at this card. I just did a little one word. I mean, sometimes I see more than that when I look at these cards, but these are really pretty cards. I mean, I'm sure I could probably use them as a tarot if I really got with them and practiced really hard. But they don't, they always come across like a, I don't know. I, I see, I see oracle cards when I look at these. I don't know why. They just hit me as an oracle. That's the collaboration. Got the little, oh, I hope you can see that okay. Inspiration. She loves these cards, but she wants to get herself the bigger deck. It's hard to look at these little ones if you wear glasses like us. I love this card. The little dragon. Little dragon and the acorns. This has some deep art on it. It has some really deep art. There's another dragon. See, I see that owl on there. I work with an owl, so when I see an owl, it's honest. I work with the owl for teeter in between the two realms when I'm giving messages. But these are beautiful. These cards are beautiful. Jess, if you like them, you probably want the bigger deck. If you like that big transparent tarot, you would probably want the bigger deck on those. I just like the lower deck because I have arthritis in my hands pretty bad. My fingers are, turny. So sometimes it's hard for me to shuffle cards. Those cards are beautiful. Hershey bought me this deck, believe it or not. Hershey got me that as a gift. Almost all my cards, honest to God. A lot of my cards I've gotten from my nieces and my nephews and my great nieces and nephews and my sisters for gifts for my birthday, for Mother's Day, for Christmas. I know it's nice. They know I like decks, so. And then some I bought myself. This one here, totally accident. I ordered from Rockpool. They had a sale going, and I ordered some other deck. It was like a red and white deck. It was like, I don't know, maybe the Mother Mary deck or something I was trying to pick up. And I ended up with this one, and I thought, oh, they sent me the wrong deck. Great. But then when I looked at the art, I was like, the angels got me this deck. The angels made sure I had this deck in my hand because I've not stopped using it since I got it. And I can't ever be without this deck. This deck gives me such good messages. It gives me great intuitive messages. My guides love that deck. How you guys pick your decks? Are you drawn to your decks emotionally, or do you just hear somebody say? Because I can't count the number of decks I've had to give away that I bought and said, oh, I'm going to love that, and I get it, and then I'm looking at it, and I can't make a connection with that deck to save my life. I have to be able to connect. I have to be able to, something has to inspire me to want to use them. You and your partner tend to teeter-totter back and forth. You buy him a deck, he will love, and then he does. Oh, well, that's beautiful, Jess. My husband ain't going to buy me no deck. Are you kidding? Mm-mm. He don't care nothing about what I do in this. He's jealous of it sometimes. He acts jealous of it. So he's better now, but he was being ridiculous for a little while. We've been married for a long time, though, so he's at that age, too, where he's just kind of being a little bit jealous about stuff. I don't know if it's his age. 68. Seemed like when he turned 65, he started getting, a little silly. You just have one deck, Sherry? What deck you got, Sherry? Now what is it doing? Stop that. Why did that act stupid? Trying to type to you, Sherry. Okay. The plain Rider-Waite? Or is it I don't know, what's all the different Rider-Waites? I have a Rider-Waite learner deck because I was helping some of my nieces, and I was helping some of my great nieces learn the tarot. So I ordered one of those that have the definitions and stuff on it, but I don't ever use that, only if somebody wants help. This is my closest thing to Rider-Waite right here. This is my closest thing to the Rider-Waite. And it's a beautiful deck. I get such good messages with this one. Well, I have this one and I have another one, but I don't use that one a whole lot. This one is just a little... This is a beautiful one, though. This one you can order off of Amazon or... I keep thinking this is a Llewellyn deck. I have to get the box because I don't really know. I should be ashamed. What is the name of this one? It's the Art Nouveau. I had ordered the big Art Nouveau deck, the one with the purpley kind of on it, and I couldn't connect with that deck to save my life. This little deck here cost me, I think, $10 when I bought it on sale. And this is a Llewellyn. It's part of their low Scarabeo, and so is this one. This is part of their low Scarabeo. Like when you go to the Llewellyn website, if you just type in low Scarabeo, it'll take you right to the low Scarabeo. And they have a lot of different cards on there. It's the Golden Art Nouveau. So I had ordered that one with the purple on it that was being popular. I couldn't connect with that deck to save my life. I ended up giving it to my niece's friend. We were at my niece's house and we were playing cards, throwing cards. And she was reading her butt off with that. I said, you know what? That deck was meant for you. You take it. Now, when I got this deck, I love this deck. I love the artwork on it. I love the gold. It's a beautiful deck. It really, truly is. And my lighting really sucks in here, so you can't even really light there. That's pretty good. Where you can kind of see the gold. And I love the backs. And I love the size of this. Fits really well in my hands. That other one was huge, and I had a hard time holding on to it. So I have this one, and I have one other. Yeah, this is the Golden Art Nouveau. And it's a Low Scarabeo by Llewellyn. It's got beautiful artwork. I know, I love Low Scarabeo. I have the Little Prince, I have that one. I have, what is the name of that? I can't remember the name of it. I thought I had that out. I must have put it back. Oh, I can't remember the name of it, guys. Sorry. I so can't remember the name of it. I don't think it's sitting right here in front of me. Where did I put that back? There it is. It's called The Secret Forest. And it's a two-sided deck. It's like a two-sided deck, which I love. When Hershey first started her, Facebook, or not, yeah, her Facebook channel, I did a walkthrough of this, and then I gave a deck away. For viewing her channel and coming and watching and stuff. So, do you have which Scarabeos you got? I have this one. I have the Little Prince, and I love the Little Prince. And I had, this is what happens. I buy decks, and then I was at, I had Brandy and Hershey here, and we were playing with it, and I had the one, the little gnome deck. I love that deck. I love that deck, but Brandy was so in love with it, I was like, you can have it, and I haven't got me another one yet, so I probably don't need it. I have like 130 decks here at this house. I haven't even made it all the way through my oracles. I'm going to try and hurry and get through my oracles so then I can start on the tarot walkthroughs. So people know what I mean, I have a lot of decks here, but I don't use them all the time. Some certain oracle decks I only use for specific things, like, I was just thinking of this earlier. Where did it go? Like the Moonology. The Moonology deck I only use for certain readings. I only use this for certain readings. Like everybody knows this deck. It's been around forever. I only use this for certain readings. And then I have, what's that other one? The Star Astro. Oh, here, these all... There's actually 4 right there in a row. These here, I only use for certain readings. The Keepers of the Light, the Cosmic Journey Oracle. I only use these for specific readings. And then the Star Codes Astro. These are for specific readings. I have, at last count, 45 decks. I couldn't believe I had accumulated, like, I had I think it was like 149 or something. I just gave a bunch of them away. And I'm like, well, I get them as gifts. It's not like I want to give them away. Some of them I get, and then I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to use that. How will that fit in with my ones that I normally use? But I have this one I haven't even opened yet. Spirit Junkie, the Super Attractors, and the Universe Has Your Back. I haven't even opened these and started working with them yet. So, and some of them I only use for specific kind of readings, and you guys know what I mean. You know, if you're getting asked about moon energy or star energy, or you know, if you're getting asked about spirit animal guides or stuff like that. Like, I have specific decks I work with for those. Hello, Andrea54. How are you? Yes, Andrea, I can give you one. I'm doing a specific read tonight. I started this new read. It's called Conscious Step Spread. It's a 5-card read, and it is, the first card is your compendium, your overview. The second card is your challenge. Your third card is your action, action being called for. Fourth card is your forfeiture, what you need to recognize and let go of. And the fifth card is the breakthrough. So if that sounds good to you, Andrea, I can help you out with that. Would you like a read on that? All right. All right, Andrea. I think I'm going to go with this one on you, Andrea. This is the Goddess Dream Oracle. Sorry, my hands are a little bit stiff. Been working in the garden, and the squirrels tore open the cage, and I had to fix that. Have a little grow cage for lettuces and stuff. And they chewed the, it has like netting on it, and I just have it attached with those little plastic pulled doohickeys, and they chewed through a whole bunch of them. They had to be replaced. Okay, Andrea. All right. This is the Goddess Dream Oracle that I'm using for you. Andrea. Compendium, her overview. Andrea. Uh-oh. First card out already. All right. Okay, Andrea, your first card's out. Now we're going for the challenge. Challenge for Andrea. Oh. Well, Andrea, they got something to say to you. They're flying over here. Okay. And then action. Andrea 54 Hector. Action. 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 Andrea, action. Oh, there we go. Third card out. Okay. All right, now your fourth card is forfeiture. What you need to recognize and let go of, Andrea. What you need to recognize and let go of. Oh, Angels is flying these cards tonight. Okay. And then the breakthrough. This is your vantage point, your new goal, or your new direction you need to push hard on, work hard on. Your breakthrough. Andrea 54 breakthrough. Andrea 54 breakthrough. Andrea 54 breakthrough. Andrea 54 breakthrough. Okay. Woo. All right. We got your spread, Andrea. Your first card is your compendium, your overview. And for that, I got direction. I think you need to, I think you have an idea of what you want to do or what direction that you're going in. You're thinking about changes. You're thinking about a change you want to make within your life, but you haven't set it in gold or in stone, however you want to say it. You haven't put it down pat yet. Right now it's just a direction. You might have even experimented with it just a little bit, but I don't feel like you've set it in stone yet. So you need to make your mind up about your direction. And then your challenge. Your challenge is the rhythm. Maybe you've decided on what you want to do, but you're having trouble getting in the rhythm of that and trying to figure out how you're going to work it into your life and how that looks worked into your life. And I can say, if it's something you want to do, if it's something you're feeling called to do, you should do it. And if that means, rearranging some things and making time for yourself to take care of those things, do it. Start small. That's how I did. I started with, I need 2 hours on this day and this day that I can't be bothered. I worked into what I'm doing now, but it's worked okay for me. Okay, number 3 is action. The action, course of action that's being called for. And I got acceptance. This card is so deep for me. I get so many messages with this. There's so much going on with this card. I think that you're afraid of what people might think of you. Been there, done that. When I was working, I had started this page when I was still working at my job. And I made that very first video. And when I got to work, I had about 50 people at work ask me about that video. And it kind of frightened me because I didn't want my own personal beliefs in that to jeopardize my job in any way, because I had to have my job at the time. Now I'm retired and I'll do what I want and say what I want. And you have to be able to be, you have to get acceptance for yourself. I know when I took classes years ago for card reading, and they were spiritual classes that were taught at a school. We had a very good teacher, getting to know what gifts we had, and me and my sister took them together, and it was nice because it was a night out for us. We did our little class, And then we would go across this, across the street and share a berry cobbler and have a cup of coffee before we came home. And that kind of gave us a break. That was our night out, girls' night out. So you just have to get it to an acceptance point. I know I had, like I said, a hard time with it because I was working when I decided to do YouTube. It was a spur of the moment thing. I was being led to do it, and then I got scared. And then when I decided to go ahead and retire, I felt like that was the only way that I could do what I wanted to do. I didn't feel like, I didn't think anybody at my work would ever see that video. And when I got to work and I had like 50 different people saying, "Oh, I saw your video, I saw your video, what you going to talk about?" And then I got kind of freaked out. So we all have to work through that. When we're being called to do something, we have to work through how it's going to affect us. Can we do it? That's our journey. We each have our own journey, and we just have to work through it and be able to work it out for ourselves. Ask Spirit, what do you think? Is this going to work for me? So, your next one is your forfeiture. It's what you need to recognize and let go of. I get dance. And what I see when I look at this card, it's not about physically dancing. It's about, you know, being able to do you. You know, like sometimes I go in the backyard and do Tai Chi. I know the neighbors might think I'm crazy. I don't really care. I stand in the grass and I do Tai Chi because that helps me get rid of excess energy, and it helps me raise my vibrations, and it helps me be grounded. So we have to, you know, figure out what works for us, and what we can do. You know, if we're embarrassed about something, we're not going to do it. And the fact Tai Chi makes me feel so good, I don't really care what anybody else thinks about me. So I do what I want to do now. I'm retired. I'm not dependent on having to worry about, you know, what people think of me at my job. So that opens me, leads me to having a better, you know, that opens me to having, hey Shirley, how are you, babe? That makes me be in a better position to where I can talk about what I want to talk about and not have to really worry so much about it. What the Leo's current feelings, thoughts, and intentions are toward me. Oh, Shirley, tonight I'm working on a conscious steps spread. It's a spread that I'm working on developing, and I was just practicing for that. But if you hang out just a few, I can maybe answer that for you. Okay, and your last card on here, Andrea, is breakthrough, and that's the vantage point, the new goal or the new direction that you need to work hard on. And what I got is inspiration. And to me, what this card always says is, you know, you've been on this path trying to figure it out. This is the road that's leading to you, that's leading to spirit. I mean, you're feeling drawn to do something, and you just have to work it out for yourself. What works for you to do what you're being called to do. And, you know, I feel like, you know, you're conscious that there's people and, you know, things watching you, and you're being seen out in the open by everybody. So you're working on that. You're working on trying to get comfortable with that, and how will they take you. And sometimes you just have to go to spirit in private and once you get comfortable with that aspect, then you can go on into, doing it more publicly, because I, honest to God, would read for my family and friends, and I read at school for the people at school that I took class with. Every now and again, I would read for some friends, but mostly it was just family and close friends that I read for. And then Hershey was like, "You need to do this on your channel." And I thought, I'm going to start a channel. I'm going to do that. That's going to be fun. And I thought I could. So my reading for other people has just been on this little channel, my little stuff that I've done on this channel. And this is for entertainment purposes only. I make no promises and make no contracts about anything that's said here. This is entertainment purposes only. It's all right, Shirley. You're fine, hon. All right, Andrea. I hope that hit with you. Did that hit in any way with you? Please give me some feedback if you can. Did any of that hit home for you? Okay, Shirley. Andrea, I hope that helps you, babe. Please let me know if any of that hit home for you. I'm working on developing this, and I've been trying to tap more into your spiritual gifts. Yes. And it's practice, Andrea, honestly. I learned that in the classes that I went to, and if you can set aside the time for yourself just to practice, I mean, I don't know if there's any, we had a bookstore, card shop, herbal kind of place that did classes near us. It's called Pathways. And we took some classes there, we took a it was developing your intuition class, and it had like 5 different parts to it. And the teacher had you playing with different cards and doing, playing with dowsing rods and Zener cards, and, you know, discussing all the different things and practicing with each other, which so helped just to be able to practice with somebody else. I practiced with my sister. We practiced with each other, but it's not the same as being out and practicing with people that you don't really know. Like, I know my sister, and I know how she feels, and you know what I'm saying? Like, when something's wrong with her, I know it, I feel it. And to be around strangers and learn to do things around strangers is a different ball of wax. But there are some very good books out there, Andrea. If you don't have time that you can, and you don't have an area, a school in your area where you can, or a card shop, or I know there's a lot of the like yoga places and card shops that do classes like that. And I do know there's some online. I don't know how those are. I'm not a very good online learner. I do very much better in person. Hi, Renetta. How are you? Welcome in. So, try some of those. If, go to the library. The library has some very good books. I have one of the best classes, how to develop your ESP is what it was called. It was by this couple, and it had such good little prompts in it, like for practices and helping you develop your gifts, or checking to even see if you have those gifts. So I hope this helped you, Andrea. I hope it helped you, girl. Good luck with that, and just keep practicing. I know there's a lot of places on the YouTube and that that do little classes and stuff like that. So good luck with you on that. And if you ever need any advice and I can help, I would be glad to help. I know this has been a very good community for me. Anything that I've needed help with or needed to talk, there are so many kind people on here that are, willing to help and talk to you, and, you know, groups that, you know, cheer you on, and it's been very nice. That's all right, Shirley. Okay, let me find what you wanted. All right. Well, Jess, I hope... Oh, man. Andrea, I hope that helped you. I would love to do a little class or something on here. I'm trying to figure out something I could work on here. I might get a pack of the Zener cards. That was really like a good place to start to see if you have any psychic abilities. I might try to do something like that. I think that would be fun, and a lot of people, don't have a place near them to go that they can do that stuff on. So just keep watching, Andrea. I'm going to try and maybe figure out some kind of little classes I could work on here that would maybe help. You don't know what you know till you get to working on it. I know I've always had prophetic kind of dreams, and I know I have a spirit guide, but I wasn't, like, now that I know him, I remember him from being a child, but he scared me as a child, so I didn't know him till I was grown. And then I met my spirit guide, and, well, one of my spirit guides. I knew as a child, like his face I recognized from him coming to me in my dreams as a child, and he would terrify me as a child because I didn't know him. So some things we don't know, we know until we know them. I know that doesn't make any sense, but you guys know what I mean, right? Okay. Well, Andrew, if I can help, please let me know. If there's anything I can help, please let me know. Okay, what is the question we have here from Shirley? We have, may I please ask what the Leo's current feelings, thoughts, and intentions are toward me? Okay, I'm going to use this little deck. I know this isn't a tarot, but I use it kind of as an oracle, so it doesn't matter as long as I get your message, right? This is for Shirley. Shirley. She wants to know. Shirley wants to know Leo's current feelings and thoughts for her. Shirley wants to know Leo's current feelings and thoughts. Shirley wants to know Leo's current. Shirley Mender wants to know Leo's current thoughts. Shirley wants to know Leo's current thoughts for her. Shirley wants to know Leo's current. And again, once again, this is for entertainment purposes only. I make no promises or commitments on these. Entertainment purposes only. Okay, first card out. Shirley, you got one card out. You have anything else for Shirley? Oh, there's one turned. Okay. Leo's current feelings for her. Leo's current feelings for her. Okay. All right. We got 3 cards on those. 3 cards flew out. Okay. Let's leave it at that. We're doing 5 cards, so I'm going to leave it at that. Okay. Your first card I got. Now, for me, this is prioritization. Second card out. For me, this is mastery. So, I turned this deck into an oracle deck because I read it better as an oracle. Curiosity. Suspension. And then risk is your last card. Now, to me, this is telling me that he isn't putting you as a prioritization right now. I feel like he's got his hands into something else. There's a curiosity there. There's a curiosity there, and he is, you know, drawn to that, but he has got some kind of priority going on right now. Something he's trying to master. I don't know. I feel like it's a job, maybe a newer job that he's trying to master, and he's trying to put more attention onto that. But he has a curiosity for you, so he's just kind of in that suspended mode right now. Like he's like, I want to pursue that, but I'm really busy with this right this second, and I can't lose sight of this because it's important. Not that you wouldn't be important to him, but he feels like it's a risk to get too overly involved with something because he's already committed to this. And I feel like this is a job, or learning a new job or skill is what I'm getting here. But if you're really interested in the man, Shirley, or the lady, whatever your choice is, if you're really interested, you know, and they say, ask them about it, be honest. I feel like honesty is the best policy, and so many people just play games and they don't just say what's on there. Just say, hey, are you interested in me? And if he says, oh, you know, I'd love to, but I'm so busy with this, learning this new thing here, I feel like I would neglect you and I don't have time. Just say, you know what? It's okay. You do that. When you get done doing that, give me a call. Oh, yes, he's graduating. He graduates in less than a year from now. Yeah, surely he's like, whatever he's learning is like consuming him right now. It's like I get the overwhelming, like, I have to get this right. This sets me up for the rest of my life. And it's not that he's not interested. He's got a curiosity about you. There's something about you that's caught his eye. But he's in a suspense. He's like, I can't get sidetracked. I can't get sidetracked right now. Be honest with him, though, Shirley. Say, hey, you want to go out sometime? And if he's like, I'm too busy doing this, say, you know, I understand. I understand. Your school's important, you know. Maybe we can hang out and have a coffee sometime. I'm not trying to push you into anything. But when you get done, if you're interested, hey, I like you. You know? You've been talking for almost 3 years. Well, that's great. So you're friends. I swear, me and my husband was friends way long before we ever thought of anything else. We were just friends. I can talk to him about anything. I think friends make the best lovers, companions, because you already have that friendship there and you can speak about anything and you're very comfortable with each other. So just be honest, Shirley. Just say, you know, hey, I'm interested in you in more than just, as more than just a friend. My thought is he's going to say, I don't want to ignore you. I don't want to mistreat you, and I don't want to mislead you. I don't have time for this right now. But I think he's very interested. So I think he would love to give it a try. So just be outright with him, Shirley. Ask him, is Miss Brown not calling because this is his way of ending things between us, please? Banana, I'm not doing that kind of read, but I'll get you in. You come into the channel, so I'll get you in, babe. Is Mr. Brown not calling because this is his way of ending things between us? Okay. All right. Bernetta, are you still here, babe? Bernetta, are you still here? Let me type this in. I'm trying to get better at doing reads and handling the chat. I'm not good with it. I'm horrible with it. And if I get a spirit pop in here to give a message, forget it. I can't deal with that chat at all because I am teetering between two realms. I'm trying to stay focused on just the cards tonight. But sometimes I get to chatting and spirits will pop in here on me and I have to give that message. I absolutely have to. I can't ignore that message. If a spirit pops in here trying to get a message to somebody that's in chat, I have to pass it on. All right, Vernetta. I'm going to try and give you a read, babe. I wasn't doing that kind of read, but I will try for you. Is Mr. Brown not calling because this is his way of ending things between us? Bernetta, I kind of feel like Mr. Brown's a player. I'm getting that vibe. Has he been a boyfriend for long? All right, first card out, illusion. It's illusion, Renetta. He's a player. You deserve better. I can tell you from the feeling I'm getting and from what Spirit's saying, you deserve better. And there's actually somebody in your life that thinks of you in a very special way. That would be kind and loving to you. Yeah. Renetta, you know, we always chase the bad boys. What is it about us stupid women that we do that? We always chase the bad boys. The good guys. My husband, I was friends with him for years. I was crazy about his brother. I was crazy about his brother and chasing his brother who couldn't really give a shit about me. And me and John became friends, my husband. And then we ended up together. So, Vernetta, there is a young gentleman. Look, there is a young gentleman guy. Well, not young. It's not like you guys are kids. You know what I'm saying. He's not an old man. There's a young gentleman that is like you're a friend to you. But he thinks of you more than that. Okay. There we go. Okay, I'm calling it right there because uh, this Mr. Brown is an illusion. I mean, he's like the bad boy, and you would love to have that bad boy. You're enthralled by it, but it's an illusion. He will never treat you right, and he won't ever be with you right. I mean, you've got momentum, you're trying to keep up with him, but you're not studious enough to. He's a major player. But there's a shakeup because I'm telling you, this guy, there is a guy in your life. He seems, maybe you think of him as a little nerdy. Let me treat. I want clarifiers. The guy in her life. The guy in her life. The guy that's the friend. Is this hitting any buttons for you, Vanetta? You're welcome, Natasha. How are you tonight? Thanks for coming in. Is this hitting any for you, Bernetta? There's a gentleman that you're friends with. He's very soft spoken. Look. This guy, look, Mr. Brown's about the trickery. He's a player. He's a player. Why do you say, ugh, yes? Are you saying that about he's a player, or are you saying that about the little gentleman that's kind of a nerdy friend? But he's so sweet. He really cares about you. Okay, he really does care about you. Hey, don't judge a book by its cover. Because my husband's a nerdy guy. He's a nerdy guy. Good lover. Good lover, good husband. Good friend. Makes me laugh. We've been together for 4 years. So I would not want anybody else by my side but him. When I fall down, he'll pick me up and carry me, and vice versa. And that's the kind of love you want. That's the love that'll pick you up and lay you in the bed and feed you and take care of you when you're hurt. And who is controlling? Who is controlling? Who's controlling? Is it Mr. Brown that's controlling, or the other guy? The nerdy guy is control. I don't think he's controlling. He seems that way to you, but he's defending you. He doesn't like the way the other guy treats you, and he doesn't like how he pushes you off, and he's butthurt, as Hershey says. He's being butthurt. So he might come across controlling, but he really has feelings for you. He really, I mean, like, you take his breath away when he sees you. I mean, if you would be his girlfriend, he would be in celebration mode and would never do you wrong. Mr. Brown, because he's playing. He's got other girls. I hate to say that, but he's got other women. The little nerdy guy is butthurt because he doesn't like the way Mr. Brown treats you. And he doesn't like that you're so crazy about Mr. Brown. He's like, Don't you see he's being mean to you? Don't you see he doesn't love you like I do? So that's what I'm getting, Bernetta. I hope that helped. I hope that helps you in some way. Mr. Brown is definitely a player. He's definitely a player. Hi, Julie. Is my auntie lying to me about my dad and my grandparents not leaving me something in their will? Hmm. Julie, how old are you? Natasha, did you want to read, huh? Did you want to read? I'm working on this read I'm developing. It's called the uh, Conscious Step Spread. But now I'm into other stuff, so. Bernetta, I'm sorry about that. You deserve better. You totally deserve better. Don't put up with that shit. Don't put up with that shit. You can do better than him on a bad day. Yes, ma'am. Be Hey, write it down. Write your list down of what you want and be specific. Put it under your little candle and burn it. It's that new moon energy we're in right now. You could get that done. Be specific. Color hair, color eyes, height, personality, what you want out of a man. Write it down on a piece of paper, fold it up, put it under your candle, light your candle. Before the candle's burnt, take that paper out, light it, set it in your little burn dish, let it burn all the way out. Put it out there. Put it out there. But I'm telling you, that little guy, he loves you so much. He's such a sweetheart. He's got such a soft heart. My husband's awkward too. My husband is very awkward, Renetta. He's awkward and he acts crazy because he gets nervous. He gets saying silly stuff, but he makes me laugh. I have to laugh at him. You know, I have to laugh at him because I can tell when he's really nervous. He gets to stammering and sometimes saying silly stuff. When he gets jealous, he just acts a little retarded, and I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? I've been marrying you for 40 years. I'm not trying to start over with nobody else. Get over that. Julie Newman. Is my aunt lying to me about my dad and my grandparents not leaving me anything in their will? Well, I can do one or the other. That's two questions, so I can put it like, is Julie supposed to be getting something from a will, if you like? Or I can say, did her dad leave her something that she's supposed to be getting, or can your grandparents? Because that's like a two-part question, and you have to be kind of specific. So tell me, do you want to say, are you supposed to be receiving a gift out of a will, or do you want to say your dad, or you could say your grandparents? Julie, how long ago did your dad die? Julie, how long ago did your dad die? Because you know, if you think you're being lied to, you can always ask for a lawyer to look into it. You can ask for a lawyer, or you can even get on the internet. I mean, most wills are filed within the county that you're living in. You can see if a will is filed, and as a daughter, you are entitled to part of the estate, unless there's something weird in your area. Here where I live, you know, the spouse is entitled and the children are entitled. So I'm just going to ask if you have anything coming from a will, okay? Does Julie have gifts coming from a will? Does Julie have gifts coming from a will? Does Julie have gifts coming from a will? Actually, you know what? Hang on one second, Julie. All right. Spirit wants to work with us, so give me a second, babe. I'm just going to use my yawns, okay? Does Julie, I've got the right ones, yes. These are just like yes, no kind of cards. Does Julie have gifts coming from a will? Does Julie have gifts coming from a will? Does Julie have gifts coming from a will? It says no. Hey, Deborah, how are you? You're enjoying my background story of how you ended up with your husband? Yes. Yes, it's been quite a while we've been together. I'm so glad, Deborah. Thank you for saying that. All right. So apparently she's telling you the truth, that you have no money coming from the will. Did your aunt handle your grandmother and did your aunt handle your grandparents and your father's estate? Okay, let me see if I can find you. There, Julie. I'm working on you right now, Julie. I didn't want to get a lawyer unless I know for sure. She kept the VA money that my brother and I was supposed to get. Why? What VA money would be coming to you? I asked if you had any inheritance and it said no. Did you have anything coming to you from a will? And it said no. Did Julie's dad leave her anything? Did Julie's dad leave her anything? Did he leave her anything? He did leave you something. I'm not going to say it's an inheritance, but do you have some pictures and stuff maybe that's coming to you? For some reason, I feel like it's personal items. Maybe pictures and some pictures and some paperwork stuff that should be yours. Ask your aunt about that. Say, Auntie, did Daddy leave me anything with you that you were supposed to get to me? I was wondering about his pictures, or this, that, or the other. I keep feeling like it's pictures. He totally set up like a little picture thing for you that has specific pictures in it. And there's some paperwork in there too. Like maybe your dad and mom's marriage license or something, or there's paperwork in there that's meant for you. When did your grandparents die? Well, I would just call her and ask her, Julie. I'm sorry. Sip, sip. I would call her and ask her, Julie. That'd be the best thing. Just tell her you had a dream that your dad was trying to give you a picture book or something. Did she have that to give to you? Okay, Julie. Well, that's what I have for you, babe. The cards say no. There was no will left, or money left for you, no inheritance left for you, but I feel like there was something he left for you. They said yes. There is something. It's not like an inheritance, it's personal. So, call your aunt and ask her, did Daddy leave me anything personal? Did he ask you to give me anything? Because I had a dream he was trying to give me a picture book or something. I know, Deborah, it's horrible, isn't it? There are some people that are very greedy about stuff. I've seen it myself, and it's a shame. I When my sister-in-law died, I did what she asked me to do, and that's how I was raised. I can't speak for anybody else. Whatever she asked me to do, I took care of it. Me and her brother, my husband John, we took care of what she asked us to take care of, and in the manner she asked us to take care of it. She put a DNR. We brought her home here to our house to die. And she had to put a DNR order on the door because her sister called and made these crazy remarks that we were afraid that she was going to show up, and then if something happened she would make the ambulance take her to the hospital or something, and she didn't want that. So she had a DNR order drawn up and put on her door and put above her bed in the bedroom. You've asked her, and she said that there's nothing. I think she's fibbing about that. Just tell her you had a dream that your dad was trying to give you a picture book. Tell her, I had a dream. Daddy was trying to give me a picture book. There's a picture book and some paperwork that he wanted me to have. And he said, ask you about it. See if she remembers them. And sometimes you tell them stuff like that, they're like, oh shit. Deborah, did you need a read about anything? I was just on here practicing for my conscious steps spread that I'm working on, and I was just trying to practice with some decks. I had been practicing with this one, and it worked good, but I wanted to practice with this one too, and that seems to be working good too. But people have snuck in and got other reads, so if you have anything that you want to read on, please let me know. Oh my, I've been on here 2 hours. It's time. If you don't want to read, Deborah, I'm going to go ahead and sign off for the night because I've been on here over 2 hours already. Oh my Lord. I wish you all well, and I'm glad you came in tonight. I hope you have a beautiful evening, and I'm going to say prayers for all of you that your stuff works out. Come back and see us. You guys have a good night.